What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. You might notice that MX Bikes is looking a little bit different today. So I am on GP bikes right now. Falcon, who's one of my longer term viewers, he's been playing the game recently, and so has Smigdamp. And Falcon actually suggested that I give. There's a race going on today at the time of me recording this, which is going to be at the Le Mans circuit, and it's going to be on some super naked bikes. So first of all, you will notice that I am riding a super naked bike around this track right here. And we're actually on the Losail circuit today in Qatar. And you guys will know, well, I hopefully you should know because I go on about it enough. This is the track that I went to watch in person. So off of the back of the EICMA event, where I finished in second, just behind Cam and just in front of Aidan. All three of us were lucky enough to be flown out to Qatar to watch this MotoGP race. And it's actually quite cool now seeing the only GP race I've ever been to. I can also play it in GP bikes as well. And just having a look around, I mean, it's pretty damn true to life. I won't lie to you. They've done a very, very good job here. I mean, your boy was parked up in some of these parking spaces right here. As you enter the whole track as well, over in there, you kind of go under the circuit as you enter. And then this is all kind of the special VIP area in the pits. There is like a moto village around here in this area here, where you see all of the top boys walking around. This building is pretty damn true to life. The only difference is where you see this has almost got like a bit of a balcony here. It kind of extends all the way up and over. And there was one point during the main race at night where I was all the way up here, just looking down from above, looking at the peasants over in the normal grandstands. And then we had all of your like bike displays and stuff on the other side of the grandstand. So really, really cool event. I did love it. Very, very pricey. Apparently VIP tickets are just over, I think, £2,000 per ticket, which is just crazy. I'd never, ever be able to afford something like that if it wasn't paid for me. So again, big W and massive thank you to Inny Esports and the EICMA event for sorting that all out for us. And so the reason that I'm playing GP bikes today, or at least the reason that you're getting a video of me playing GP bikes today, as you can imagine, I need a lot of practice. If I show you my Steam real quick. For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 fxrracing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe. I will show you. I currently have 2.8 hours of game time on this game. So I do need a lot of practice since I'm going to be trying to compete against people that have been doing it for a lot longer than I have. Now, I've got Max HUD installed. I haven't got reshade or anything like that, but I can slap the map on and my speed, standings, all that good stuff. The map might look a little bit big there and you'll be slightly behind my face cam, but I feel like I kind of need it as well. Now, one thing that I'm having a bit of issue with on this game at the moment is braking and then mostly just trying not to tuck the front end. It's something that I've always struggled with, and I know that I'm probably doing myself dirty in terms of settings, because I've got a lot of similar settings to MX bikes. The issue being is I have combined brakes on, and in MX bikes it's absolutely fine. You don't really have any issue with the front end tuck-in. As you can imagine, when it comes to on road racing, on circuits, you can't really trail brake using the front brake. Your front end will swap straight away. So that is something that I need to be a little bit wary of, and I'm just kind of easing into it, just taking my time, and so far I've actually been really, really enjoying it. It's been going a lot better than I expected. So at the time of me recording this, it's currently 4 PM for me. There is a race going on a different circuit to this, on these exact bikes, in about 2 hours' time. And apparently it goes over 2 days, it goes over the Saturday and the Sunday. I'll probably just do the Saturday and see how it goes. I'm not too sure about the next one, but I plan on live streaming it. And I thought, instead of me hopping on MX bikes, trying to find a track to do there, I thought I could utilise this this time of me like practicing and learning the bikes, and hopefully put it into a video. And then if anyone does like their road racing and was a bit hesitant about buying GP bikes, maybe they'll see this and think, yeah, you know what? Actually, why not? You'll probably find that I'm a good maybe 20 seconds a lap off the pace on the lap that I don't crash compared to everybody else. But again, 2 hours at the game so far, and you can kind of translate that over to your first 2 hours on MX bikes and how difficult that would have been at the beginning. But I'm excited for it. The only thing that I'm nervous about is getting in other people's way. I will be really, really annoyed with myself if I like crash or hit someone up the cheeks because I don't brake in time. But you can see, like, if you look at my controller input at the bottom left right now, just how gentle I'm being on brakes. I'm trying to utilise the engine braking quite a lot. Something else that, there you go, you got on the throttle a little bit too hard in too low of a gear to span the back end around. something else that I'm trying to get my head around a little bit at the moment is leaning into the corner. As you know, on the MX bike side of things, we counter lean, we lean the opposite way, whereas on this game, you lean into the corners, so it's just it's muscle memory that you're trying to build up slowly over time. And I mean, there you go. That was almost a full lap already. And we go head down, find it. Well, one thing that was quite cool is, but my dad is a much bigger like GP/Superbike fan than I am, and they offered some of the VIP people to go and sit down on the wall in pit lane and watch the sprint race that they do the day before the main racing. And he was lucky enough. He was kind of between any of us, and I was like, you know what, this is your moment. You enjoy it more than I do. You'll get more of a kick out of it. It'll be a better memory for you. So he got to stand on pit lane or pit wall, and he just could not believe how loud they were, like disgustingly loud. He tried sticking his head out at one point, and he was like, nah, I can't do that. Far too much for me. And it was just it was a heartwarming experience for me, because obviously he's spent his entire life trying to like give me what I want, creating the best life for me, working his arse off as much as possible. Never had that happen before in a recording. I apologise. Thank you very much, Corey, for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, so he's worked his absolute butt off for years and years and years to try and give me the life that I have right now, like taking me out riding every single weekend when I was younger. So it's very nice just trying to be able to give back to him at least once in my life and seeing him enjoying that. And I got a picture of him as well when he turned around and looked back up at me smiling. It was a really, really just nice experience. It made me feel good inside. So I'm really glad that he enjoyed it. The whole event, again, was insane. If you haven't heard me waffle about it, I'll go through it briefly again. So I think the flight was about 7 hours. On the flight, it wasn't like first class or anything, it was normal economy, but you had like meals all paid for and like snacks and drinks, stuff like that. So that was quite nice. That helped time fly fairly quickly. We did have some children sat behind us on the way out there, but they was fairly well behaved, so it wasn't too terrible. I'm a nightmare. As soon as I get on a plane and I see there's kids behind, I'm like, oh, here we go. Time to get kicked in the back of the seat for the next like 7 hours in a row, but no, they weren't too bad. And if they did do anything, it was nice to see parents actually taking control of their kids for a change and not just letting them run rampant and ruin everybody else's time. God, I'm such a stick in the mud, aren't I? Almost went. So we got there. We didn't get to our hotel, or we didn't get to sleep until maybe about 3 a.m.-ish. Driving in Qatar, if you've never driven in Qatar before, it is hectic. They've got like 7 lane-wide super highways or motorways, whichever you want to refer to them as. And what's really weird is, so obviously I know in the UK we're weird and we usually drive the other way, so our slow lane, for example, would be on the left. In most other countries you're on the right and then you go on the left to overtake. It was the same in Qatar, so your slow lane is on the right and you go left to overtake. But then what was strange is if you had to take a sudden turning off, you'd have to go from the far right lane, cross over 7 lanes to the left, and then get all the way over there to turn off the highway. And I was like, what is going on here? So luckily I wasn't the one driving. My dad was driving and I was just staring at Google Maps the entire time, literally being like a rally driver, being like, right, in 200 yards you need to be in this lane at this point to take this exit. And it was a little bit stressful, but we got the job done. And we woke up the next day, had like all-inclusive breakfast, which was really, really nice. It was kind of like open, almost like buffet style, where you just go up and pick what you want. But then one of this hotel staff came over and was like, do you want a cheese scrambled egg? Or cheese scrambled egg, cheese omelette? But you know what? Yes, I do want a cheese omelette. Thank you very much. So yeah, we had cheese omelettes for breakfast. Very, very nice time. Went off to the racing. On the first day, it was a lot of like the smaller bikes, and they had, I can't remember the name of the class off the top of my head. I want to say it's like the Asian Talent Cup. They had that going on. Got to see a lot of that all up and close. Got to have a little trip down into pit lane as well to see all the bikes out the front of the garage. It was just a very, very surreal experience. The one thing that was quite funny, which we were well aware of, is in terms of everyone that was there, we was probably the most, let's say, like, chavvy in a way. Most people probably won't think of me as too chavvy, but when you're surrounded by like Saudi people with a disgusting amount of money and wealth, and you've probably got princes walking around amongst you, you've got all these like big shot MotoGP people that lead the team, so on and so forth, and it's just like, probably have a McDonald's breakfast if there was one available, not gonna lie. So, it was very, very weird being surrounded by all these people. Everyone was so lovely. We didn't have one rude person the entire weekend. All of the staff were really, really nice. Everyone that we bumped into were really nice as well. And I did get embarrassed once or twice by my dad. Like he likes a chinwag. He'll talk to anybody, and he'll start talking to someone, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, we won this trip. My son plays video games professionally." And then they'll be, "Oh really? That's really cool." And then I have to try and sound as unnerdy as possible, try and explain the whole thing to them. But 100% would do it again. And I was very surprised that my pasty ginger skin didn't suffer too much. It actually wasn't too bad. Right, where's that breaking point? Should we go 200? Bang down. One thing that I'm learning. Oh no, 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 no. I tried shifting when I went down into first. Bad idea. Yeah, one thing I've learned so far on this is that the engine braking is very, very important. So you can bang it all the way down into first gear if you want to get the engine braking. However, if you then try turning in, you'll obviously have that over rev from being in too low gear, and the bike will basically lock up and slide out on you. So there's a very, very fine line between using the gears for braking and them actually hindering you at the same time. So it's just a very, very, I don't know, I'm very tentative on the game at the moment. I'm sure the more that I play it, the more natural and fluid I'll feel. Because if we take MX Bikes, for example, I feel like I'm a very smooth MX Bikes player. A lot of people say that my inputs are very smooth and I don't do too much on the bike, just let it settle in the corners. But I feel very twitchy on this at the moment. And again, it can come down to settings. I've kind of winged it in terms of settings. I've copied over a lot of my MX Bikes settings just like for like in terms of the gain and the steering and all that. I probably want something a little bit smoother for this game. I think I'm on like 80 direct lean. Maybe I should turn that down a little bit. Who the hell knows? I'll probably watch some videos at some point. See all the top guys, see what they're up to. I did have Smigdam made a suggestion in my video suggestions channel. Apparently one of the GP Bikes YouTube, he goes by the name of Dill. Apparently he's rather good at the video game. He suggested I try and reach out to him and get him to train me on this, and I'll train him on MX Bikes and have a little crossover there, which could be a very, very cool concept. I'll have to have a look at that in the near future. But there's something about this that, obviously the first video or two that I've done in this game, I really struggled to even get stopped for any corners at all. And I'm not sure if it was just the bikes I was using at the time, but for whatever reason now, I seem to be having a much more manageable job of doing it, which has just made the whole experience so much more fun and actually wanting to do it. And there's something so satisfying about getting the braking point perfect and just clipping an apex exactly how you meant to. Because it doesn't happen very often, at least not for me right now. Go wide, try and cut in towards the end. I don't want to drift out too wide, don't get on the throttle too aggressively. Do a little bit of short shifting to make sure I don't slide out. And we tuck in, you can just, there you go, barely see me, we tuck in behind the bars. I want to brake just before 200 here, I think. I done it not late enough last time. All the way down. I don't want to go into first this time, I'm going to keep it in second so the bike doesn't lock up. There we go. So you just have to learn it, you have to memorise. I'm not playing with a driving line or anything like that. First of all, I know that any game that you play with driving line, people always make fun of you for doing so, even if you are brand new to it. So I'm trying to keep that off. But then also, apparently the driving line's not even very good on this game. It will tell you to brake at just the wrong times and all sorts. So I'm trying to learn without it, just trying to learn where I should and shouldn't be braking. So the 150 board there, I think, was a little bit too early. So maybe just after 150 next time, I want to come out wide. I want to hit this double apex, cut back in, get on the throttle to accelerate. And then, oh, the bike was a little bit twitchy and he's trying to brake in as straight of a line as possible. Drive into the apex, and there you go, just leant over a little bit too far. Front end washed on me. One thing that's a little bit strange on this bike, you've noticed it here and there, if I go into third person, when I get onto the, like, a certain, look, here you go, if I move out of the way, you see this little black box forming on my right wrist? And I'm guessing it's just a missing texture at some point. Also, I'm guessing these bikes have been made in a strange way, or if my rider animations are a bit strange. You can see the rider looks a little bit goofy on the bike right now. His elbow's like super tucked in. I mean, I know it's a bit more aerodynamic, but I thought it'd be a little bit different. Generally, I'd probably be better at this game if I played it in third person, so I can see what the bike's doing underneath me all the time. But there's something much more immersive about playing it in first, and I imagine if you're someone that has the luxury of having a VR headset on this game, you're probably going to have a very, very fun time. But this is kind of what I've spent the last hour or so doing, an hour practicing. I've had, before I load up the game today, before I started practicing for this race, I had 97 minutes. So I had an hour and a half in total, and now we're up to almost come up to 3 hours now. So I've done a little bit of work, a little bit of practice, and who knows. My goal is to just hopefully not come last. I have a feeling that will probably be the case, but we'll cross our fingers. I mean, I'm going to be streaming it anyway, so you guys can come and make fun of me. I mean, it would have been yesterday at the point of you watching this video, but who knows? Fingers crossed and toes crossed. If I cross both, we might do all right. So, hope to see you all there. Thank you as always for watching. Sorry it's a little bit different, but I just thought whilst I'm trying to get my practice in, I could make a cheeky little video on it and kind of see if anybody else is interested in playing the game. And I mean, at some point in the future, if it's well received, we could even get our own like public lobbies going on this game, because at the point of me recording this, there's about 5 lobbies up right now, and I think 2 of them have people in, and the max is like 3 people in one of them. So not the most populated in the world. So we'll see if we can get some servers populated, and I'm sure the general GP Bikes community will probably be appreciative of that as well. So thank you very much for watching. I did hope you enjoy. Again, sorry that it's a little bit different and not your usual dirt-related content. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. All that lovely stuff. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I got